I'm coming back to a topic that is hotly discussed, hotly debated, and just generally has to be discussed. And it is the idea of net decking or net building. Or rather, taking the accumulative knowledge of what's out there and building a copycat team with it. I've talked about it in the past and talked about its pros and cons. And it's a hard episode to talk about because one of the things you got to understand about building off of something from the internet is it's oftentimes the accumulative knowledge of a lot of people. And what I mean is when you see a team do well, pull off a top 8 position in a high level tournament, and it doesn't seem right at first, but then other people add things to it, and you start to see that team evolve over time. That is what's kind of happening. Is as a team starts in one place, finds itself in another place. That's the perpetuating of knowledge gained. As an example, at the Rock National Cup for Canada, we had 2 players using the Unimind, but they used it with Ajax creating a theme team. Good idea, not a bad idea. I'm not going to fault them on it. It was actually a very good team, and one of them made the top 2 position. But what needs to be understood beyond, hey, they came up with this team, is that what ended up happening when we got to Rock World Cup. The Unimind was on just about every team out there, but it was in a different formation. Here's where knowledge accumulation and the collected knowledge of the internet sort of put itself together is when this many people came with the answer, which was the Unimind with Nighthawk Prime and other stuff. That is the greatest culmination of possibility coming from multiple minds. And when multiple minds kind of dig themselves into one thought process in one place, that will refine and build something great. And why is it great? It becomes the challenge to that. Now, I'm not, under no circumstances am I ever going to suggest that you take somebody's winning team or take a team that does well and just bring that unpracticed, untested, unused. You have to make yourself aware of everything that team does in every single manner, and you got to understand why all the decisions were made in regards to how that team is going to function. Because if you go in blind, don't do enough of the work, don't pay attention to everything that team can do, don't use it well enough, don't try to do neat things with it, you will discover disappointment. And that disappointment will be, of course, that you didn't know what you were doing. You just trusted that this guy won because his team. So that is ultimately, when it comes down to using that accumulated knowledge, that accumulated knowledge isn't just put all of this together and go. It's do this because of this, and you have to find that information. Why this? Why this? You have to ask yourself, why is this figure here? What can this figure do? What do I do with this figure? Why does this happen? How do I do this? What do I do? If you don't know the answer to everything on your team and why everything is on your team, you're already losing. It's just all there is to that in that matter. So, yeah, just thought I'd give you that little tidbit. I've never been against the idea of net building, but I will never suggest doing it blindly. I've done it, and I regret it massively. So consider that when you're coming up with your ideas. And do remember to take those teams and practice, because practice will make those already good teams even better.